LEARNTOR Cohort 5. Whoa! Who would have thought that we'll make it to LEARNTOR Cohort 5? I'm very excited. So I'm going to hand over to BC very quickly. BC, let's make it as snappy as possible so we can get into the mix of things. So for the next 15 minutes, this is going to be streamed, and afterwards, the class starts. Over to you, BC.
Thank you, Mercy. Tosin, please, are you on call?
Okay, so
yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Can you hear
Fantastic.
me?
Yes, we can. Good evening. So we have with us Tosin Shobukola. He's a data analytics and artificial intelligence expert. He's also an engineer at Microsoft. He has deep expertise in technical business management of enterprise applications and solutions infrastructure. He endeavors to ensure best fit solutions for customers while optimizing infrastructure performance and financial costs at the same time. He has a very good understanding of database administration and optimization, software infrastructure, architecture, release management, disaster recovery, and solution security practices. And I'm also excited to mention that Tosin is also a mentor for LEARNTOR. So we are honored to have Tosin Shobukola amongst us here today.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tosin.
And thank you for making me feel very important.
Well, you are.
I hope I am.
Okay, so I just want to quickly do a run through what we're expecting. Tosin is going to speak through what you're going to have. So this is live stream on other channel as a way to make people understand that tech is not that complicated. Honestly, one person just said it during the introduction that they were afraid of tech. Tech is not complicated. It's one of the most beautiful skills that you need to get. So this LEARNTOR Cohort 5 is covering 6 courses: data analytics, design thinking, business analysis, UX, UI, and is going to be offering you, what have I missed out? A professional Scrum Master,
PMO,
project management office,
UI, UX.
setup.
Yes.
UI, UX, so there are 7. But the major one of it for this cohort is a professional Scrum Master certification that will be taken by Scott Adams. It's a rare honor. And this all thanks to Scrum.org for believing in what we do, making the barrier to entry very low for Africans. Ordinarily, that certification, you can go on the website and take it for $150 by yourself, or you see through our brilliant, exceptional trainer, Scott Adams, on his website is $1,500. And that's what you're getting for this cohort. So I'm going to bring Tosin on board to give you context to what he's going to be covering for the next couple of weeks. And I'm very excited. Like I told this cohort, I'm ready to drive you to success, drive you to great testimony that you're going to share at the end of this cohort, before the end of the cohort. So Tosin, over to you, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'll share my slides in a bit. My system does not like Zoom for some reason, but I'll force it to like it in a few seconds. Yeah, so just 1 minute. I'm trying to make it work well, but I believe you can hear my voice.
Yes, we can.
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your party, and thank you for encouraging me to come around and inspire people to be able to do stuff around data. I will share a quick presentation in a second. Let me know when you can see my screen. That just excites you about the possibilities of data what data can do for you, and how you can use data, and then the compelling components for data. Some of you would have seen it in the previous open day session we had. So I'm just repeating it. I'm just repeating it for emphasis. And can you see my video? I doubt it. If you can see it, let me know.
Yeah, we can see you now.
Yes,
okay,
we can.
So I hope I'm not too dark for comfort. Yes, I'll share my screen in a moment. At some point, I might have to turn off my screen, my video, so that I'll be able to manage resources appropriately. Is the video clear enough?
No, it's blurred, but you can turn it off. No problem.
Okay, it's blurred.
It's just to clean your camera. That's it.
Is it the camera? Is it the camera?
I think it's the camera.
I just cleaned it. 1 second, let me adjust my sitting position. Maybe I'm sitting away from the light. 1 second.
I'm very excited about Tosi taking you guys this class. Very excited. Yeah, thank you. Polari was exceptional. And we all bring a different
That's what I
level of
didn't
expertise.
want. I think I'll do without video for tonight.
Do without video, don't share your screen.
Yes, I'll do without the video for tonight. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but subsequent classes, you get to see me better. Okay, so my screen, do I have permission to share my screen? Yes.
Yes, you do.
You have my permission.
Okay, please let me know when you can see my screen.
It's loading. Yes, you can see it now.
Okay, let me move these items. Then minimize this. Okay, so let's go. So this is cohort 5, and these slides you've seen, some of you have seen it before, but I'll just repeat it again for emphasis. And while some people say Agile is everything, some people say coding is everything, some people say a lot of stuff, I think data is everything. And you see why in a few minutes. This is not me being partial, it's just the reality. Okay, so let's go. So why do we need data in today's world? We will just run around a little bit. So you would have seen that I'll take you on a journey looking at the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is the generation of industrialization that we are currently living in. And when I say the generation of industrialization, sorry for if it sounds tautological, but you know that there was the agricultural one, there was the industrial revolution, the automotive or the manufacturing one. There were so many revolutions, but the one that we are in now is the fourth, which is driven by a lot of things and is leading us into a world of digital transformation, machine learning, artificial intelligence. You are hearing a lot of words like cloud. You are hearing a lot of things like that, right? Okay. Now, this digital transformation or this industrial revolution is being driven by a background or some things, which we'll quickly explain in the next few minutes. And some of them are things like climate change. This is the rise of the middle class. If many of us begin to talk about the backgrounds that we come from, especially for those who are over 30, you will, most of you, the enjoyment you are enjoying today or the lifestyle you are living today, you were not living it when you were growing up. It must have been very tough. either because your parents were educated or they were not as educated as you were, or even though they were as educated, the opportunities that you have, they did not have it. But one way or the other, things are balanced out for everybody. So you were probably a bit poorer growing up, but for many people, things are balanced out. You could probably not afford a car when you were growing up, your parents couldn't, but you now, either by more education or more access to education or information, the things your parents could not afford, not only you are not a unicorn in your family, probably all your siblings have been able to afford a lot of things. Probably, even though your parents were traders, all of you in your family are graduates. Am I speaking to somebody in the class here? Yes or no? Nobody's responding.
Yes, sir. Your WhatsApp is showing.
We are, yes.
Yes, so good. So things like that. You are continuously hearing of climate change, global warming. You're consistently seeing that work environments are changing. Things are changing in the office. Before, everybody wanted to be a teacher. Everybody wanted to be a banker. But now, without being a teacher, a banker, and a lawyer or an engineer, some people are still richer than even those professions. Even nobody wants to be a doctor these days. Nobody wants to be a teacher these days. There are unnamed professions that are even doing very well. And of course, geopolitical volatility, right from tribalism to religious uprising to Russia invading Ukraine, Saudi Arabia invading Yemen, Syria fighting within themselves, and so on and so forth. And so much, I can continue all over. But we'll see that all these things, one way or the other, there's also a younger working force. People are 22 and they already have worked for 3 years. And then there's no village anymore. In the West, there's almost no village. In Nigeria, it's also, or Africa, the villages are rapidly disappearing, especially in the Southwest where I come from. In Lagos, there's almost no village in Lagos, maybe unless you go to Epe or some hinterlands areas. But everybody's having potable water, everybody's having GSM, everybody's having tarred roads. So things are happening really fast. So what are the technological drivers of these changes that we are talking about? We are having things like mobile internet. Everybody has a phone. Before, the phones that some of you are using, are more powerful than the PCs that we were using many years ago. The first PC we had in our house in 1999, or was it 1998, was a 32 MB RAM system with 4 gig hard drive and things like that. And that was what we were using. I remember that at some point in 2005, I was lucky enough to upgrade it to, what did I upgrade it to? Maybe 64 MB or to 1 gig of RAM or something like that to write my first Microsoft certification. In 2006-07, when I upgraded it to 2 gig of RAM or thereabout, it was a big deal for me. But imagine me coming to post for you and say I have a 2 gig RAM phone. You're just going to slap me, and it's not going to work today, Seth, because things have changed. Some people are using 12 gig on their phones. Some people's phones have 512. Some phones already have 1 terabyte of hard drive space. And of course, we are already having large forms of data. People say big data. If you don't understand what big data is, just imagine the number of people liking something on Instagram as we speak. I dare say that some people on this call are liking something on Instagram. And when you look at some of the things you are liking, you're already seeing 500 likes. Or if Beyonce posts a video, you see 5 million views. So as Beyonce is getting 5 million views, Ronaldo is also getting another 12 million views. Kanye West or whoever is getting another 14 million views. Russia versus Ukraine is getting another 200 million views or likes or hits. Big data. Somebody is storing this data. We are also talking about energy supplies, Bitcoin. A lot of servers are being used to mine Bitcoin or to process Bitcoin or to process cryptocurrency. You are already having the Internet of Things. If you don't understand what the Internet of Things is, think of something like, how am I going to say it now? There are a lot of things, but I'm looking for something that is easy that everybody can relate to. Okay, let's talk about, if anybody has been caught by VIO recently, they'll tell you that sometime you were driving and then a camera took your picture and sent your picture to some database, and in their database, you have committed a fine. How will a camera on the main road send data to their office? things like that, or things like your POS, a POS device. How does a POS device, that POS device already start sending messages, or how does it connect to the bank? You will see that the POS is standalone, but they begin to put SIM devices, network devices, SIM connectivity and network connectivity into the devices that we use from day to day. So all those devices and hardware begin to work like a phone. In some other cases, some people are monitoring their cameras at home from their office, monitoring their house help and things like that. How do things like that begin to work? Camera already having SIM cards and things like that. Or you can go to advanced levels like your car. For those who drive exotic cars, where your Mercedes-Benz or BM or Jaguar will be sending notifications to you on your phone or sending it to the head office, and the head office is calling you that we are seeing this kind of issue on your system. Take charge or do something about it. We also have things like robotics, autonomous transportation, artificial intelligence, processing of loan that used to take 3 weeks to know whether you're eligible or not. In 5 minutes, you know whether you can get a loan or not. Advanced manufacturing and a whole lot of stuff. Crowdsourcing. Before, if I needed information, I needed to go to a particular place or do a lot of encyclopedias. By me merely posting on Instagram, should I or should I not? 500 people will respond to me, and many, many other models. All these models today are driving technology, and we can see how things have changed over time. So we can see the contribution of these demographic things, and we can see the contribution of technology to this industrial revolution. At the top of everything that we are talking about here is mobile internet, cloud technology. If we look at all the items on the bottom, at the bottom here, let me know if you can see my laser pointer. If you look at all the items here, you count number 1, number 2, number 4, number 7, and probably this robotics also. More than half of them are based on technology. And as they are using technology for this thing, they are creating data. They are churning out data one way or the other. If we look at the impact that is already felt, this is a fairly old document, but again, as of 2015, we had started feeling the impact of the Internet of Things. 2015, 2017, we started seeing how people started changing what they were using. And since 2015, 2017, we started hearing things about privacy. Mark Zuckerberg has been visiting the Senate all over the world. He has visited the Senate in the US. He has visited the Senate in the EU. We've had Cambridge Analytica having issues. The problems has been so many for the young man that he had to change the name of his company to Meta, so that Facebook is no more the name of the company. Facebook has had so many issues. Until tomorrow, the guy is still having issues with privacy. People don't trust Google anymore because everything now, Google is checking everything. Google knows what you did, where you went, and all sorts. And everywhere, there's almost nothing that is hidden anymore. Who are now saying is women empowerment. Yesterday, they started putting their two arms together and saying is women, you are breaking the norm, you are breaking the bias, gender equality. I know a big man in this country that most of the women on his organization, most of the big people in his organization are run by women. Today, the MD of Hilton is a woman. MD of some other companies is a woman. Why is this guy coming up? 1 second, please. So we are beginning to have all sorts of stuff. Now, in the 2018 to 2020, we started seeing advanced robotic, machine learning. Everybody now wants to become a data scientist and all these kind of things. So where does this land us? It begins to tell us that the skills that we have are fading away fast. And I'm happy to hear a businessman in this class, he wants to learn. I'm happy to hear a civil servant who is an entrepreneur, she wants to learn. I'm happy to hear a lawyer, or was it a HR person, she wants to learn. I promise you, a lot of the skills that we have are rapidly disappearing. There's a need for soft skills, which the white man has a lot and has used to control the whole world. And those skills are requesting for more resources. And then what is going to happen? We will see that there will be an increasing demand for some skill sets. If you look on the left and count number 1, number 2, number 3, number 10, number 13, out of all those roles I've mentioned, they are all data driven, or they are all based on data. If your job, I promise you, is somewhere on the right, somewhere one way, somehow, your job is at risk, because it's either they are going to automate it, or it's going to become, the harder part of the job is going to be automated, and then, or the simpler part of the job is going to be automated, and then the harder part will now be the one that is available. So accountant, your work is just to bookkeep. Yeah, can you hear me? Yes, please.
Hi, Tosin. Okay, we need to go off live stream so we can start recording the session. So the goal was to get people educated, informed that it is important to skill up and reskill. So we're going to start the class live now. If you're still interested in part of the cohort, this week is only open because this is our week of onboarding, and the class kicks off officially. You have to be onboarded on all the things that you need to do. Thank you so much, Tosi, for allowing me. But